It's 4 o'clock on a Monday. You know what that means, don't you? It's time for another exciting episode of TAXITV Live. Oh, man, I totally blew that opening, didn't I? Man, this was so loud it almost blew my ears off. Okay, let's turn that down a little bit. Hello, everybody. Good to see you, at least see you in the chat room. Got a really good top 10 to play you today. And I want to remind everybody that top 10 for the purposes of these shows doesn't mean that we've combed through all the Taxi members all over the world and found the 10 best. There are 10 things that have come across our head screener's desk and the full A&R team's desks after the screener's gone through them for the purposes of checking them out for listings and said, hey, this one's really good. You should put it in the top 10. So then the A&R team goes through, 20 or 30 of them, whittles it down to 10. That's what gets posted on the website for the month. And that's what I'm playing today because I haven't done one of these in a very long time. I will make sure. Am I broadcasting? I didn't bring up that page, so I can't see if I'm there or not. Let's check it out. Make sure that I am live. I don't want to mess anything up right now, so you guys tell me. Yes, I am. Okay, good. All right, so before I get into that, I want to tell you guys, I worked last weekend and this most recent weekend really refining the ballroom panels for this year's road rally. And I still have some folks to confirm, but my guess is 95% of them will confirm, maybe 100%. But I just want to hit a few of the highlights. Friday, November 8th, the keynote panel. 7th. Whew, I made the mistake there. Good thing I caught that. Okay, Friday, November 7th. The keynote panel is going to be, it's not the best music, we need the right music. And I've got a music supervisor, a music library owner, an executive producer from a TV show, and a very high-end editor that works on a famous show that you guys would know to talk about the whole process of how and why music gets picked. And we've done it before with like one person's opinion, one person's explanation. I don't think I've ever done it with a panel full of people. So I'm very, very excited. I'm having a hard time today. Let's see. For those of you who are new or sort of new, the second thing that we're doing is where do I start? What do I do first? And I'm going to have a couple of, actually 3 very successful Taxi members and a music library owner that used to be a Taxi member talk to you guys about this is what you need to do. Because, there is no manual for this stuff. Then we're doing Epic Orchestrals Pro Techniques Masterclass with Mark Giovanni, who is abso-frickin-lutely mind-blowing as a teacher. I guarantee you will love that. Filming and TV song pitch and feedback panel with several, 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe a 5th person from the music library world, all top executives. Then we're going to do something at the end of that day just for fun, which is hang out and ask us anything with myself, Rob Shirelli, and Michael Lloyd. Get a slice of pizza, a sub from Subway, whatever. Bring your food into the ballroom. Please don't make a mess because I'll probably end up cleaning it up. And then bring a drink, bring a beer, have a margarita, and just hang out. Literally like hanging out. I went to Shirley's house Friday night, hung out. What did we watch? We watched part 1 of the Charlie Sheen documentary. I thought it would be awful. It was actually pretty interesting. Gotta say, he's a handful. Saturday, instrumental pitch and feedback panel with, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 music library executives. The Robin Frederick thing, we're still ironing out a couple little details, but It's going to be so good. What genre is this? With Robin Frederick. That's Saturday after or morning, actually, from 10:45 to 11:45. Then after the eat and greet lunch, which you guys are well aware that so many relationships start at the eat and greet luncheon. 2:30 to 3:45, composing to sell the story, trailers and promos unlocked with Randon Purcell. One-to-one mentoring the afternoon session. I forgot to mention that in the morning. 4 to 5 o'clock, breaking the glass console with Robina Ritchie Barker, Sharon Farber, Kim Tibbs, and Christine Wu. Then in the evening, early evening, we're doing from 5:15 to 6:30 Before They Were Hits with Steve Block and Bobby Reimer. That's the last 2 years we've done it. Obviously, we're going to do new songs this year where we play the original demos that resulted in the big hits. So that's going to be really cool. And of course, at night on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights, we've got the Jam Room and the open mic going. Sunday morning, Hidden Gold, Riches in the Niches. And yes, I know it's pronounced niches, but not for this title. It's not. Let's see. Then we're doing a live Q&A with a couple of guys that you guys always love on TAXITV and at the rally. Inside the Mix, live Q&A with Rob Shirelli, who's a 6-time Grammy winner, mixer producer, for those of you who don't know him, and Ron Harris, who's a multi-platinum producer and A&R person, as they answer your questions about everything you've ever wanted to know about making great-sounding recordings for records and sync. Let's see, then Sunday afternoon, 1:30 to 3 is the song listening and feedback panel. We're going to be doing jazz, rock, singer-songwriter, top 40, Christian gospel, country, hip-hop, top 40, said that already, R&B, yeah, those are the genres. And that panel is not about sync. It's for people that want to pursue a career being an artist, people that are pitching their songs to artists on major labels. So anything but sync for that one, because we're doing plenty of sync panels in the ballroom. 2:15 to 3:30, we're doing Game On, breaking into video game music. And for that, I have 3 video game composers, all award-winning, wonderful people. And then I inked something, locked it down totally over this past weekend. It was the last thing I had to do. The Business of Music, Everything But the Notes. I'm stealing that title from the person who is on this thing. It's just me and him. His name is Brian Ralston, and I've been watching interviews with him. I've known about him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, and we have a very close mutual friend who said, sure, call him up. I'll tell him you're calling. And I did, and he and I have been talking, and very, very excited to have this guy. He is literally one of the most well-informed, articulate people that I've met, certainly in the industry, if not in life. Just a wealth of information. So I'm having him do what I call putting a bow on the rally, kind of taking the whole thing that we talked about in the ballroom all weekend long and putting a bow on it. Send you home with like an action plan and stuff. I'm going to talk about building your brand, which films offer the best opportunities for placements, how AI could affect you, writing for records versus media, understanding which industry you're really in, why relationships matter, and why thinking entrepreneurial is critical to your career. And then, of course, we're doing the happy ending panel because we'll all be a little wiped out, tired, and giddy. And we call it the happy ending, not for the reason you might think, but because we're happy that it's over. We get to go home and chill a little bit. But that is an open pitch panel, if you will, feedback and pitch panel. And we have Michael Lloyd, who's multi-platinum producer, music supervisor, Rob Shirelli, 6-time Grammy-winning mixer producer, Ron Harris, label A&R multi-platinum producer, Pedro Costa, Film and TV Music Licensing Executive, and Stephanie Reed, also Film and TV Music Licensing Executive. They were, last year's Happy Ending panel was the best by far out of all of them. They're a fun bunch. And so there you have it. That's just the ballroom. We've probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of, 35, 40 classes throughout the weekend on top of this. So there you have it. And now let's get on with the big chew. How many of you are old enough to remember Ed Sullivan? I've heard that the Ed Sullivan thing that's on Netflix or somewhere is really, really good. I haven't seen it yet, though, but I plan to. Okay, let me get this over here. Marco Ianello says Brian Ralston is brilliant. I think so. I've been texting, emailing, speaking with him. We've got a Zoom on Wednesday at 6 o'clock together. I mean, here we are, almost a full 2 months out from the rally, and we've got his thing pretty locked down. I've watched hours of interviews with him. I have taken notes. He'll talk about anything and can speak with such clarity about any topic related to the entertainment industry, but so much of it isn't really relevant to the Taxi membership body. So we're honing it down, making it so that it's very impactful for you guys. Okay, you ready to listen to some music? Peter Rahal, The Beatles on Ed Sullivan's Change Modern Music. We would not be doing this show. I would not have Taxi. I would not have a career in the studio, work with all the big acts that I've worked with. Everything happened to me, and everything down the line because I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show in that February evening of, 1964. That was the beginning, folks. All right. I fire up this computer, which was giving me a lot of problems earlier today. Bad computer. Let's take a quick vote in the chat room. Oh, and don't let me forget, we are going to give away, come on, a copy of Dean Krippaehne's latest book called Q-Tips. It's another must-have. If you have the other couple of books, Demystifying the Q and Demystifying the Genre, you really need Q-Tips. I'm going to give one away later on in the show. So, okay. Should we start out? Again, they're not really in order of like this one's better than that one, but should we start out and work our way up to number one, or should we start with number one and go down the list? You guys tell me. Tampa, Florida. I love Tampa. Ten to 1, 1 to last, 10 to 1, 10 to 1. Okay. Just go as you wish. All right. Most people are saying 10 to 1. Okay. Let's start out. This one is an instrumental from Matt Curlee called Hour of Departure. I have the sniffles today. excellent, as you could hear, and I couldn't stop. Gosh, just not getting it together today. Couldn't help but think as I was listening, I hope that this member, Matt Curlee, is coming to the road rally and that he watches Mark Giovanni's thing, because as excellent as this is, the stuff you're going to learn from Mark Giovanni is like, wow, I can't believe I didn't know that or didn't do that before. So just be ready. Don't miss that. Anyway, that again was called Hour of Departure by Matt Curlee. Really, really, really good. Excellent. Somebody pointed out, they said be really good for a British drama. And it's funny, when I first heard it, and by the way, these are not for any particular listing. These could have been submitted 3 weeks ago for something, or 2 months ago, could have been submitted for multiple listings. So none of these are in response. None of these made it to this list because they were responding to a brief to be on this list or on this show. They're just things, like I said in the beginning, if you were on time, that the A&R team forwards, when they hear something that they think is really cool, they'll send it to the head screener and say, you guys should consider this for top 10. So we do. I want to remind you that I will be giving a copy of Dean Krippaehne's excellent book, Q-Tips, away a little bit later in the show. And it's every bit as good as his other books that many, if not most of you, I believe, have read already. Okay. I'm going to, you know what? We're in that time of year where I've got like chocolate brown blinds that the building put on the window. We've got floor-to-ceiling glass in the offices here on 2 of my walls. And in the afternoon, when the sun beats on those blinds, it turns into like a giant heat radiator. Is the garage happening? Oh, you will be so happy to know that I had a meeting last Thursday. I got this, Liz. I had a meeting last Thursday at the Westin LAX with the lead programmer on the garage. He was in town working on something else. He's from New York. And we spent a couple hours going down a list of must-haves, would be nice, that can wait kind of stuff. Making progress. I'm crossing my fingers it will be ready by the road rally. And I am actually thinking about that the first people who will get to beta test it will be only people who come to the road rally. I should reward them for making the best effort to come to the road rally and participate. So we're thinking about that. We like progress. Yes, we do. I'm telling you, this one's been like pulling teeth. It's anytime you work with technical people, there are always problems. Yes, but the garage is coming, and I have high confidence in the individual that's building it. All right, what was I going to do? I was going to turn on the AC. Let's get that going. Of course, taking a sweet time to connect. There we go. Office. Okay. Let's listen to, this one's called Hometown Remedy by Michael Dekkers.
This old familiar highway calls me like a long-lost friend. About 30 miles straight off the interstate, where my roots begin. A little slice of life near paradise, back up in the Tennessee hills, where a homegrown boy finds a down-home cure for his big city ills. Every chance I get, I pack my suitcase and bag it you can't see, and find out where I'm going going where I used to be. Looking for a home, hometown remedy. A little bit of backwoods therapy. Gonna study up on some of that simple life philosophy. Looking for a home, hometown remedy. I have come full circle to find a center for my soul. Gonna start this week up on Copper Creek with my fishing pole. There's a hideaway called the Rose Cafe with bottomless coffee for $1, and I can clear my mind with a long, slow ride in my pickup truck. As I drive these roads, my mind recalls such tender memories, and wherever my life takes me, this is where my heart will be. Looking for a home, hometown remedy. A little bit of backwoods therapy. Gonna study up on some of that simple life philosophy. Looking for a home, a hometown remedy. Gonna study up on some of that simple life philosophy. Looking for a home, hometown remedy. I'm looking for a home, hometown remedy.
That was Hometown Remedy by Michael Dekkers. Really good. I saw you guys loved the mandolin in that. You can see why the staff loved it and put it on the top 10 list. Really, really good. Congratulations, Michael. Let's have a listen now to, this is a great title, First Love, First Mistake. First Love, First Love, First Mistake. It sounds like a divorce lawyer was necessary to solve that problem. All right, this is from Molly Bergman.
Some loves just are fleeting. Some loves need deleting. Less handsome when he spoke. A cigarette I shouldn't smoke. A candy with no flavor, a model of bad behavior, incapable of complicated thought, a silhouette. So when we fought it seemed like arguing with a pet. First mistake. Fragile things like me still break into when me and you we came unglued. First love, first mistake. A well-worn tale, but still I ache and cry. A magic ride until it dies. Until it dies. He's done at 22. Future with no view. A popular high schooler, a follower, not a ruler. He's happy in the safety of his pond. I head for sea. Reconnected with his blonde, the pageant princess, simpler than me. First love, first mistake. Fragile things like me still break into when me and you we came unglued. First love, first
is Molly Bergman, First Love, First Mistake. You know, we had this issue last time we were playing stuff back. I'm playing it all off a disco playlist. I should have maybe downloaded it. I don't know. It's streaming off a disco playlist. For those of you who don't know, disco is a very common tool that many people in the music industry use to send playlists to other professionals in the industry or to friends. And this weird thing happens where it like pitches up and speeds up and then comes back. It sounds like somebody put their hand on the reel of a tape machine and then let it up or something. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. We went back and checked the files last time this happened, and the files were fine. And we played it back in the office, fine. But it's got to be coming from the disco server that way. It's not like, you know, YouTube is doing it on the way in. Weird. I'm curious. What genre do you think that was? I couldn't really nail it down. Post your thoughts in the chat room. Chilled. Pop. Chill pop. Soft pop. Ambient pop. Oh, no consensus here. Bedroom pop. Something urban? No, definitely not that. Modern pop, easy listening pop, indie singer-songwriter, adult contemporary, or pop, probably AC or pop, I would say. Very, very soft pop, nice. Wonder what Robin would say. Well, we'll find out at the Road Rally when she does her panel. And she's going to be listening to music from you guys. And I told her, I don't want you to go deep on song analysis. I want you to do listen to a lot of songs and give people the feedback what genre they're in. We're going to have you guys who submit to this, say what genre you think it is. Then we're going to ask the audience what they think it is by raise of hands or something. And then Robin is going to give it the official, proclamation. I now pronounce you indie pop. Soda pop. Ha ha ha. Pop pop. Lollipop. 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 Pop-Tart. Okay, you guys are just being silly. I was genuinely curious. I would say I could see it on an AC chart. It is soft pop. Who knows? Boy, what are you guys on today? A lot of weird stuff going on in the chat room. All right, let's listen. This one is called, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, RESPAWN, Respawn or Respawn by Zed Kelley. I gotta say, metal is not my thing, but that was really, really, really well done. That was Respawn by Zed Kelley. I wouldn't listen to that as you crawl into bed at night to relax, but really, really well done. And somebody mentioned gospel in there. You know, we can't force companies into looking for something they don't need. Taxi, we tell you what the industry's looking for. We can't make them need gospel. It's tough. It's never been a big genre outside of its own market, and definitely in the sync world. And we could go 9 months and not get a genre listing, and then get one that's got like an $8,000 sync fee. But usually when they want gospel, it's for a film or a TV show, and they want something with a big gospel choir. They want, the gospel choir is a thing that signifies gospel to the untrained ear. Great music for a church service, yeah, but got to think about this. If you're in the church and there's gospel music playing, you would think that the camera would pan to the gospel choir. So now all of a sudden the film production's got to pay whatever that would cost, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 grand to get the choir in there and get everybody's face, blah, blah, blah. Starting a GoFundMe to help Mary get back to the road rally. There you go. All right. And funny enough, because that last one was by Zed Kelley. This one is by Duff Kelley, no relation. Last one was Kelley. This one's Kelly. Let's have a listen to Loser.
Heaven knows I've been searching all my life to find something. Heaven knows the clock is winding down. I don't have much time. Can you whisper secret to me, dear? I'll pay the highest price. If I'm a loser and my fate is sealed in stone, I'll lift you up, I'll push you on, can't bear to see you cry. Fairy love, you cut me and you burn where skin is soft. Tie me up, pull me under till I break. I admit it feels better than feeling nothing. Can you whisper a secret to me, dear? I'll pay the highest price. If I'm a loser and my fate is sealed in stone, I'll lift you up, I'll push you on, can't bear to see you cry. I've never seen you shine, and I know you could. Restless eyes say all they ever should. A hero to me, let me say, I never told you. Can you whisper a secret to me, dear? I paid the highest price. If I'm a loser and my fate is sealed in stone,
All right, that was Duff Kelley. The song was Loser. Obviously great. You guys all loved it. Somebody commented, I can't imagine these are made for listing. They're amazing. Some are, some aren't. You know, they run the gamut. And I saw somebody, I think it was Toby maybe in there, that said, you know, I've got a long way to go. These people all started out right where you are. So, you know, don't throw in the towel. Any Taxi member who's become incredibly good, incredibly successful, they will all tell you that they started out going, I can't do this, but they just kept at it. It's the people, you know what? The person who stays on the field the longest wins the game. And that's what happens. You fall down 100 times, and the 101st time you don't fall down. I know it's cliche to say that, but I absolutely believe it because I've seen it with my own eyes. 33 years of watching Taxi members go, I'll never be that good. But it's not about talent. It's not people that are born gifted, pop out of their mommy's tummy with this, imbued with this special gift that just makes them, oh, he's going to be a much better songwriter and musician than I'll ever be. They all earn it by making a lot of mistakes and practicing and keeping at it, making more mistakes until they just keep getting better. It is more about perseverance. All right. Of course, now it's freezing in here. Sorry, folks. Got to watch me adjust my air one more time. Well, no wonder it's freezing. It went down to 70 degrees. Okay, let's have a listen now to, this one's called Born and Bred by Steve Blaik.
Watches unfold and I strike with a sting. Nothing compares to the swagger I bring. You better beware, I'm bringing the pain. Yeah, I'll keep on coming like a hurricane. Don't do it for money, just love of the game. You say that I'm a dead man walking. Well, I promise I'm the last one standing here. On my destiny, I hear it calling. Do it for money, just love of the game. 'Cause I'm a born and bred fighter. I'm born and bred.
I whacked the wrong button there. Okay, Born and Bred by Steve Blaik. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Somebody Greg Trammell. I'm not sure if you're talking about the song before or the one that we just listened to, Born and Bred. Man, if I spent the money on that production to get returned, I'd be bummed. You need to come to the Road Rally, Greg, because it's not about, you don't get forwarded based on how good your production is or how much money you spent on the production. You get forwarded because, in the world of film and TV, I should clarify, you get forwarded because you're right for what they asked for. I'll say it again. If you go to a restaurant and you order a ribeye steak, medium rare, crispy on the outside, kind of a little bloody and juicy on the inside, and they bring you out salmon. And you go, but I ordered steak. And they say, yeah, but this salmon's amazing. This is imported, from the chilly waters of Scotland, caught by a guy with a rod and a reel, not through a net or not farmed. Just the best salmon you'll ever have in your life. But you know what? It's not what you wanted, not what you needed, which is steak. So it happens. Really high quality productions. We hear high quality productions of mediocre songs sometimes. We hear high quality productions of great songs that don't get a forward, even though we certainly acknowledge that the production was great. Maybe the songwriting was also great. But if it's a piece of salmon and they ordered steak, we can't send it to them. It's an unrealistic hope that we could just send it to somebody in the industry and go, this isn't what you were looking for, but you really need to hear this because it's so special. Don't put up with that once, twice. I mean, if it's somebody, I'm very close friends with Rob Shirelli. I could get away with that with him, but not as a rule of thumb in the industry. So come to the rally. Learn. I'm telling you, this rally is going to be even better than last year's, and everybody said last year's was the best. I'm feeling so good about this one that almost 2 months out from the start of the rally, November 6th through the 9th in Los Angeles, and it's free. Every taxi member gets 2 free tickets, one for you, one for a guest. You'll learn more in that weekend. Oh, where was that? Let me read a little quote for you. Where to go? There you go. This is from Matt Vander Boegh. If you haven't gone to a road rally yet, you're truly missing one of the easiest ways to fast forward your timeline to success. One weekend at the road rally is the equivalent of 3 years worth of working on your own, trying to figure this stuff out for yourself. And who's got that kind of time to waste? Signed, Matt Vander Boegh. I know, it's hard to believe anybody, but we don't make a penny if you come to the road rally. We don't lose a penny if you don't. So just know that my constant reminders for you to come to the road rally are not because it benefits me or the company financially in any way, shape, or form. It's because we genuinely want all of our members to succeed. And those of you who are in the chat room right now, please feel free to tell your fellow members that it's no exaggeration that it can move your career forward in big ways. It's like everything you need to learn is under one roof. Sorry, I'm just scanning the chat room. Yeah, do you know that the hotel rooms are already, and this was last, I want to say Thursday, we were, last Wednesday or Thursday, 56% of the rooms at the Westin are already gone. And we were almost exactly 2 months out. I don't know that they've ever gone that quickly before. We just opened up, if you guys, want to go to the eat and greet luncheons on Friday and Saturday, go to the Taxi website, go to the road rally, and there's a button where you can sign up. Or once you've signed up for the rally, you can sign up for the eat and greet luncheons. Peaches Cranko just bought my ticket and my room. Yay! Always love seeing you there. Okay. This one is by Barnabas Lee, and it's called Little Feet. And I don't believe it's like Lowell George and his band. I think it's like little feet like babies have. Let's find out.
The house is clean, the bed is made on a lazy afternoon. I'm home from working early, but I came just for you. The kids are playing far away in another room, so whisper with me quietly, you know what to do. It's been a long time, and it sure feels good. Right now I bet you're thinking, baby, maybe we could. You know I got what you want, and you got what I need. But do you hear that pitter-patter sound of little feet? Come over here, I know you feel me looking at you there. Leave behind distractions and let go of your cares. When you nestle in my arms and you brush away your hair, there's a way you make me crazy, and it just ain't fair. It's been a long time, and it sure feels good. Right now I bet you're thinking, baby, maybe we could. You know I got what you want, and you got what I need. But do you hear that pitter-patter sound of little feet, little feet? I can see you waiting for me with that look in your eyes, knowing nothing's keeping me away from you tonight. It's been a long time, and it sure feels good. Right now I bet you're thinking, baby, maybe we could. You know I got what you want, and you got what I need. But do you hear that pitter-patter sound of little feet? Do you hear that pitter-patter sound of little feet?
Little subtle inference into having a little fun and games at home. Very sweet song, very, very, very licensable. Somebody said, yeah, that'd be great for sync. Absolutely. Yeah, any movie or TV show where somebody finds out they're pregnant, I could hit the nail on the head. Yeah, the glitchy thing, we'll figure it out. You got to remember, the music is playing live off of one laptop, going into my Rode, whatever this thing is called. I don't even know what it's called. Rodecaster Pro, which doesn't do the. I mean, I've done this hundreds of times, and only in, I don't know, the last 3-4 months has it really started. So who knows? But we shall figure it out. It's not on the tracks, and your music is not going to the industry like that. Because after the last show where this happened, I went back and talked to Tom, and he went and listened to the actual tracks that we'd sent off to industry people, and none of that was on there. So it is broadcast related. Who knows? I don't know. We'll figure it out. What else did I want to tell you guys? I just had a thought in my head, and I lost it. Oh, well. How are we doing on time? Wow, doing okay. Anyway, good job on that one, Barnabas. That was really sweet. Oh, I know what I want to tell you guys. Earlier today, I re-listened. We did a listing, I don't know, a couple months ago probably, looking for emotionally uplifting songs that would be good for TV commercials. So the A&R staff gave me the almost final list to give it a boss's once over and see if there's anything that I thought should come off of it or change the order of anything. I got to tell you, in all the years, which is coming up on 34 years, I believe, in January, of owning and running this company, I have never been more proud of a compilation. And it made me realize every time we send out these compilations, I don't know that I could say 100% of everything on them gets signed. Probably is true. I just don't know that for a fact. So I hate to say 100%, but a ridiculous amount of the music that goes out on our compilations, the industry people all know to dive on it right away because it's going to, 25 to 50 other companies on the same day. Whoever our most active current clients are the ones that get it. And I get emails from music library owners that I know going, I can't believe it. Every time I reach out to these people, it's already been signed. Well, that's because you can't take a casual attitude when it comes to a taxi compilation. The stuff is great. It's very signable, and but it proves something to me. Kind of like when we do these top tens. If we just put the music out there in a place where the industry can go find it, they're not going to sign stuff they can't make money with. They don't sign it because they want to listen to it in their car. They don't sign it because they love it for some emotional reason or aesthetic reason. They sign it because they think that their clients could use it for something. And it's eminently syncable or licensable. But man, oh man, when I listened to that playlist today, just frickin' amazing, if I do say so. And I can't wait to get the garage up. It's going to take a while. You guys should know. I want to temper your expectations a little bit. It's not like in the first week, if you're one of the lucky people that gets to do the beta test because you were a rally attendee, please don't expect that we're going to load, 100 songs in the garage in 15 different genres, and the industry is all sitting there. It's like, when are they putting the music in there? When are they putting the music in there? Of course, we'll be proactive and send out an email saying, hey, we've launched the beta on the garage, and there are this many songs in this many genres. Go check them out. It's going to take a while for the garage to catch on. It's going to take a while to be populated with lots of great music, because if it's not populated with a lot of great music, the industry won't be excited about going back there. So just know that it's a whole different way for Taxi to get your music into the hands of people in the industry, but it's going to take a minute to build up a head of steam. So be patient, my people. All right, let's listen to another one. Whoops. Oh, look, here's a song about my divorce almost 40 years ago from my first wife. It's called Victory or Death. I'm kidding. What'd you guys think of that? Well done. Definitely sports rock. I thought somebody was saying not a lot of that genre gets used, but I think it does in sports rock. You know, I'm not a big sports guy. I do love football. Love the Dolphins for the first 4 games of every season. Love Kansas City because I love watching Patrick Mahomes play. He's a special guy that does things differently than anybody before him has ever done it. So I do watch some sports, but not a lot. But I back in the days when I was still doing audio post-production at a very high level in NYC, we did a lot of sports highlight stuff. Especially we did a lot of stuff for CBS Sports. And this would have gotten used all the time. What can I say? Glenn Ruger, you live in L.A., Glenn? Or did you used to and you got smart and moved out? Who did I want to ask? Somebody, what was it? I know I've got a little time so I can play around here. Not Glenn Ruger. Come on. It's like me trying to find photos on my phone. Oh, Douglas Ricketts. Did you go to the road rally last year? You really need to go to the road rally. I know I talk endlessly about it, and as I've said 1,000 times before, I don't make a penny if you come. I don't lose a penny if you don't. We do it so that our members get better faster, can achieve their dreams, go home with a smile on their face, make some money, start a path to a real career, all those reasons. So, okay, good. You did go last year. Was it your first rally, Douglas? Sorry. I hate when people call me Mike. So, you have my sincere apology. Budget drives everything. So, learn more there in one weekend about sync than I'd done since starting in 2010. There you go. Oh, great. Come back. Are you planning to come back this year? Because I want to see you get some forwards. Chris Ramey, all hail Patrick Mahomes. No kidding. The guy's amazing. Some of the stuff he does, just, whew. Like I said, not even a huge fan. I lived in Miami and Fort Lauderdale for 10 years. Because of that, I'm a Dolphin fan. But it's kind of like heartbreak in a relationship. Starts out strong and fizzles after about 4 months. MMS says, I knew nothing about sync before the road rally. Yep. Great. All right. Peaches got a forward today. Yay. Nice going, Peaches. That's Peachy Keen. Glad to hear it. I actually saw a woman that's somehow involved in the media getting interviewed over the weekend on a news channel. Her name is Peachy Keenan. And I thought, you know, she had parents with a good sense of humor. I grew up with a girl in like 3rd grade. Her name was Candy Kane. I think she was destined to become a stripper later in life. Sorry, Candy. If you're watching the show today, don't mean to offend. Okay, couple more here, I think. Yes, this one is called Give Me a Lake. Interesting title. This is by Peter Bartula. Oh, I love this one. I did hear this one before.
The sun's so hot, the sweat's dripping off of me. And through the office window, I see my boss sipping coffee. Gotta get away to a place where my time is free. I need a couple days, a place where I'm happy. Give me a lake, morning fishing, afternoon kissing my baby till the sun goes down. Give me a lake, both of us wishing that Monday we're missing, working in our love will drown. I know that life won't give me a break, but it can give me a lake. Another crazy day, this job sure is killing me. It feels like I'm trapped unless I win the lottery. There's gotta be a way, a new life to set us free. A place with no stress, the way that it should be. Give me a lake, morning fishing, afternoon kissing my baby till the sun goes down. Give me a lake, both of us wishing that Monday we're missing, working in our love will drown. It seems that life won't give me a break, but it can give me a lake. One day we just up and did it, quit our jobs and said the hell with it. We bought ourselves a fishing boat and make enough to stay afloat. We watch the sunset every night. It's our new life's favorite sight. We move to the lake, every day fishing, afternoon kissing my baby till the sun goes down. We move to the lake, both of us knowing that Monday we're not going, working in our love will drown. I know that life gave me a break now that I live on a lake. We made up for our life's mistakes now that we live on a lake.
That was Give Me a Lake by Peter Bartula. I would say by listening to some of the parts on that, the engineering and the production, everything, maybe cut in one of those really, really good Nashville demo studios like 515 out in Berry Hill. I don't know, but that was very well done. Great song, great concept. True to the country genre. Everything about it was likable. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, I can't forget to give a book away. Which book am I giving away? Why, let me tell you. I am giving away a copy of Dean Krippaehne's awesome latest book, Q-Tips. I've read my copy twice. I've dog-eared the pages. I've underlined stuff with... Whoops, where am I? This marker has desecrated the pages of Dean's book, Q-Tips. Give that away in a couple of minutes here, but let's listen to one more song before we do. Let's listen to the last song. Do you have to be a member to win? Toby, you're not a member? I should charge you for viewing this incredible episode. No, you don't have to be a member to win. I'd like it if a member would win. And why are you not a member? Toby, come on. Let's do a little confession right here, right now. First of all, Toby, is it pronounced Tobe or Toby? And, well, let's get with that. Tobe or Toby? I try to listen every week. I know, I've seen you in there a lot. How did you hear about us? To be? To be or not to be? You mean Toby, right? Don't waste time, Toby. You will regret it. Join now. See, you know, we hear that all the time. Thank you for saying that, Andre. Hi, Andre. I was thinking about you. Again, I think about you more than you know. Nothing weird, let's just say. But anytime I think about fishing stuff, I think about you. Or if I hear an incredible guitar player, I think about you. We bonded during COVID. Andre and I did. Anyway, Toby, you know what? People do, they think, oh, I've got to have a big catalog before I join. Oh, I've got to get better before I join. Just jump in, just do it, because if you don't, you won't work at getting better because you don't have structure, you don't have deadlines, and you don't have targets, right? But if you do join, then you get the full weight of your fellow members helping you and coaching you, helping you stay motivated, listening to your stuff, saying, it's pretty good, but try this, all this stuff that can happen for you. But sitting on the sidelines, I mean, it's great that you're watching these shows. If you think these shows have any value whatsoever, you can't even imagine how much better the Road Rally is. Every single day, that person leaves their office around 5 o'clock and they set off the alarm in the car. I really do think about you, Andre. I felt so bad at the rally a couple of years ago when I saw you walk right by. You went, hey, I did recognize you because you lost a bunch of weight. You look so good. See, now I've told you I think about you all the time and how good you look. Yeah, people may talk, but let's not. All right, last one. This is called Celebrate, and it is from the band Elastic Hoofbeats. And I checked this out to check my levels before, and I remember really liking it. Let's have a listen.
Every small thing, don't need a reason. I can party, no matter the season, 'cause I feel good, and I want the world to know. It's my day, gonna do what I want, do it my way, and get my shine on, 'cause I feel good, and I'm gonna let it show. Celebrate.
Okay. Obviously, we all thought that was really, really good, right? Amazing for a TV commercial. God, there's so many different types of products, brands, and services that it could work for. Great for a film or a TV show where there's a birthday scene, a graduation scene, anything celebratory. It's contemporary. It makes you move. It physically engages you. It emotionally engages you. Everything about that is a winner. So imagine that's the kind of stuff. I mean, not that specific style do you need to emulate it, but absorb. You know, if you're a strummy acoustic singer songwriter and you want to get into sync, open yourself up to listening to genres like that, and before you know it, you'll learn how to make that stuff. That kind of greatness, yeah. If you don't hear it, you can't make it. And if you watch a lot of TV, the single best thing you can do to help yourself become successful at sync is watch TV, keep a legal pad. And don't do it on your phone. Things, anytime I take notes on my phone, they get buried. I never see them again unless it's by accident, way later. Or if I go search for it in a moment of need. And then I can't find it, of course. Especially if it's a photo. Anyway, what I'm saying is watch TV, have your phone ready to go to Shazam stuff. And Shazam automatically builds a playlist of the stuff you've listened to. And then when the shows are over, go listen to them. And pretty soon your vocabulary of syncable music or styles that are syncable, it is a language and a vocabulary unto itself. And it just becomes obvious. It becomes part of you. You don't have to think about it so hard. You don't have to work at it so hard. And the music you make will start being more syncable. And you know what, Toby, start writing now and start failing. If you think that you can do 2 weeks of research and watch some TV shows and rewatch this episode, whatever you do, and then sit down and write something that's gonna, hit the target, probably not. It'd be great if it did, but probably not. And if it doesn't, so what? Everybody else you see in that chat room failed when they started. Our most successful members, Matt Vander Boegh, one of our most successful members probably of all time, certainly has a ton of energy and worked hard to get where he is, which is his music is played every hour of the day all over the world. He was an abject failure in the beginning. He would tell you that. I could say it in front of his face. If he's smart, he's watching this episode later tonight. Matt tried first to be a rock star, paying to get his stuff recorded at a local studio, which I had the pleasure of going to a few months ago when I was in Boise. Incredible studio up there. And do I still have full Steve Fulton CDs sitting on my desk for the day when I find a CD player I can play it on? Yes, I do. Did he give it to me on vinyl? Yes. So, Steve, just let you know, I haven't forgotten about you. Anyway, let's give away a book. And Toby Scott, you just have to trust me, okay? The risk of sounding super corny, we all know Rome wasn't built in a day. If you open a restaurant, what are the odds that the very first day it's going to be jam-packed and profitable? Open anything. No, it takes time. You build up to it. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. We are going to give away this book, which is called Q-Tips by the one, the only, the super well-known, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, a very common sense kind of guy who spells it out in a way that everybody seems to enjoy and learn from, Mr. Dean Krippaehne, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, so you guys who don't own this book already, and you have to live in the United States, because this book, and I have a copy sitting on my desk at the moment, the book is fairly lightweight, but to send the book overseas always costs us more than the book itself, and we're not allowed to order one and ship it, or order a gift certificate through Amazon. So just, bottom line is you gotta be in the lower 40. I guess you could be in Hawaii or Alaska as well, or Canada. But if I send you this book, if you win the book and you're in Canada, then you have to send us a hockey puck or a beer, Canadian beer, something that's from your country. All right, so here's how we are going to do it. You guys are going to write the letters CT, capital C, capital T, in the chat room one time only. You only get one shot at this. And then Liz is going to play the fickle finger of fate. She's going to go up and down the chat room list with her eyes touched shyly. There's a new word. I'm not even going down that road. Tightly. And then she's going to go bink, and wherever her finger lands, you're going to win a copy. Molson, eh? See, you can make fun of Canadian folks endlessly because they are the nicest people and the most polite people. There was a year where I had to go to Vancouver like 3 times in a year. And I would say that I came back each time overwhelmed by how incredibly nice the Canadian people were, to the point where I was a little concerned. Like, if you walked up to somebody in Vancouver and with all your might kicked them in the shin, they would probably apologize for getting their shin in the way of your foot. Not much of an exaggeration, to be honest. Super nice people, very polite. I've got an old friend. His name is Randy Bachman. If you're Canadian or in Randy's family, you know it's actually pronounced Bachman, of Bachman Turner Overdrive and the Guess Who. And he used to live on Salt Spring Island, which is off the coast of Vancouver. I think now I don't want to say where he lives. Anyway, I've been to his house. I've been to his studio. Remember his son, Tal Bachman, had that song, She's So High, I think was the title. Randy took me to the studio that was on his property and said, we just can't get a good mix of this. I don't know what's the matter with it. Maybe it's got too many parts. I don't know. And he put it on. And I just said, if that's not a hit. And he asked me, could you please send it out to everybody? And I said, sure. And I sent it out to like 20 people. And nobody offered him a deal. And then like 2 months later, I want to say Columbia Records West Coast offered him a deal. So congratulations to Corey Levine. You are the winner. Yay, Corey. You get an incredibly good book in the form of that, Q-Tips by Dean Krippaehne. Wow, look at that. I actually have about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. If anybody wants to ask a question, Corey, just send Liz at taxi.com, Liz, L-I-Z, at taxi.com. Yes, Tal is Randy's kid. Send her your home address, your mailing address, your cell phone number in case she needs to call you about something, blah, 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 blah. We will get the book out to you. You'll probably get it at your home in less than a week. And once you get it, read it. And if you don't own Dean's other couple of books, read those too, because they're great books. All right? I was going to say I don't make any money by you buying their book, but I think we make a few cents on an affiliate thing or something if we bother to use the right link. Really? So it was a helium glitch when Michael said mailing address. Interesting. Are there going to be genre-specific road rally listings to submit this year? There are going to be panel-specific. I don't think we generally do genre. We'll just say, if you want to pitch for the song panel or you want to pitch for the instrumental panel. I'm not kidding you guys. I don't exaggerate. I'm not full of hyperbole. I already know. I said this last year. I had a feeling that last year's road rally was going to be so good. And people just kept coming up all weekend long saying, I've been to like 18 of these. This is by far the best. This year is going to be better than last year. The quality of the people I have hitting that stage in the ballroom is just so good. Sometimes some conferences, not necessarily in our neck of the woods or in the music industry, but they go for big names because they want to sell tickets. But the big names, we've experienced time and time again over the years that sometimes the people with the big brand name aren't the greatest speakers or don't impart the most knowledge. People get excited to see them there because they've got a big name. I always, if I have to default one way or the other, famous name or somebody who will leave the audience going, wow, that hour was worth the money I spent on the plane, flight, and the hotel. Right there, that 1 hour just moved me ahead by leaps and bounds. That's what I go for when I put together a road rally. So I hope you can come and enjoy all that. Okay. We want the wow speakers, not the famous speakers. Yeah, sometimes we get lucky. We get somebody who is famous and wow. Randy Bachman. I'm going to call him Bachman because that's what everybody in America calls him. Like, I've known him since I was 13 years old, but I've known him as a taxi member for 20-some years. I don't know if he's currently a member or not. I don't know that he's writing and recording right now. He's out touring with Bachman Turner, I think, Overdrive, BTO, I think. I know that he's playing shows, and I've seen him play several live shows. My band, the Benjamin Franklin Lightning Rod Society, when I was like 13 or 14 years old, was the opening band for the Guess Who playing at Pitstick Dairy Lake in Ottawa, Illinois, in like 1968, 69, somewhere around there. Oh, man. All right, you guys. See you next week. I don't have a show lined up. I had somebody actually cancel on me last week. Let me look at my book. Rosh Hashanah begins at sundown. I may not be doing a show next Monday. I'll let you know. And then on the 29th, we've got Craig Pilo, who is our head screener. You can ask him anything in the world you want. And then shortly after that, did I write it in my book? I've got Ronan Chris Murphy coming back on October 13th, and probably the week after that, I should write that in, will be Robin Frederick. So kind of the all-stars coming lately, and we will see you for all those shows. I'll let you know about next week. And that's it. Bye, you guys. Have a great rest of your week.